Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I post weight loss tips and advice videos every single week to help people who are struggling or may need a little bit of extra advice losing weight. If that kind of content benefits you, please like and subscribe to my channel. It really means a lot, helps me keep making these videos and reach new people along the way in their weight loss journeys. Today we are talking about which diet is best for weight loss, and the one that I personally recommend to anybody that I work with, no matter how much weight that they have to lose. When I was overweight and I was just starting out and trying to figure out what process was going to work for me, I tried just about everything that's out there. Nutrisystem, Weight Watchers, keto, juice fasting, that was expensive, carnivore diet, starvation. At one point I was going to pay some shaman for some kind of ritual. I mean, it was bad. I tried everything and nothing worked. These different diets or these different plans that are sold by some major companies didn't work for me, not because of a lack of motivation on my part. I started each one of these plans extremely motivated because I wanted it bad. And with each one of these plans, I would be able to stay on them for a fair amount of time, but every single one of them would end the exact same way for me. The reason why these plans did not work for me, and they don't work for a lot of people, is because that these diets are very, very restrictive. What I mean by that is that I would have no problem staying on a plan like, let's say, Nutrisystem, and I would eat the meals that they sent me. I would make sure that I ate them at the specific times that they told me to eat them, but eventually life would get in the way, meaning that I would get invited out to dinner, or we'd go over to a friend's house, or something would happen where I didn't have my meals, they didn't show up on time, and I was presented with having to find something to have like anyone else, and I didn't know what to do. The only way that I was going to be able to have success with any of these very restrictive, very on point diet plans was I pretty much had to cut out every kind of social interaction or anything that took place in like normal day-to-day life, so I could make sure that my meals and my meal timing were always consistent and nothing could ever get in the way with that. And I found that to be extremely unrealistic. You have to understand that all of these different diet plans, whether it be Weight Watchers or Nutrisystem, they are all selling you calories in versus calories out, but they're just presenting it in a different way. If you do not understand what your daily calorie intake needs to be for you to lose weight, and you don't know how many calories that you're taking in on a day-to-day basis, then you are 110% dependent to these plans, and when they are not there for whatever reason, then you essentially are missing the key tool in the process itself. And once you don't have that anymore, you eventually do what I did, which is fall back into bad habits because you don't have a sense of direction or what you need to do, and that is ultimately what is keeping you from having the success that you want. Now, with all of that being said, I know that there are some people out there that have had a lot of success with these different types of mainstream fad diet plans, and that kind of brings me to the main point of today's video, which is the diet that is best for weight loss is the one that you can stay consistent with the most and works for your day-to-day lifestyle the best. I have made other videos on my channel showing people what I did personally to lose weight, whether it be my workouts or my eating plan, what I would normally eat on a day-to-day basis, and why it worked for me was that I could have essentially anything I wanted, no matter how non-diet friendly it seemed, and I was still able to lose weight because I understood my calories in versus my calories out. And that allowed me to not only lose weight, but also overcome the certain hurdles that life is going to throw at you, whether it be social gatherings or events or times where that you weren't planning for, schedules change, and you have to kind of come up with a meal or some kind of solution on the fly. The approach that I used and the plans that I advise people to use account for that. Account for the fact that life is not going to be so regimented that you can account for each one of your daily meals for an extensive amount of time to come from a specific box or a specific type of food, and that type of food or that boxed food is always going to be accessible to you no matter what. I think a lot of people turn to these different diet plans because they are sick and tired of, quite frankly, frankly, people like me telling them that you need to count your calories. A lot of people that I work with just simply do not like the idea that they have to count their calories on a daily basis. And I understand that. I understand some people just don't like counting calories, and that's where some of these other plans might work for them because it's just simply not doing what they don't want to do. But I think it would be a huge disservice to people to tell them or advise them to spend their money and their time completely investing in one of these programs that you can absolutely do yourself and at the same time not feel as you're giving up so much out of your life. I think the biggest risk that you run with any one of these very restrictive diet plans is just simply losing the motivation once life does present you with one of those hurdles where you can't stay on it. And the ultimate goal is for you to have success losing weight so you can become happier, healthier, whatever it is in your mind that you're seeking to achieve. That's the ultimate goal. So if one of these plans allows you to do that, that's awesome. And if you're able to take advantage of that, that's absolutely what you should do. But what I found personally, and what I find with people that I work with, is that these plans are good for a certain amount of time, but they can't stay on them long enough to actually reach their goals just because of how non-user friendly they can be in different situations. Now, if you weren't already aware, if you haven't seen my past videos, the main strategies that I use to lose my weight and lose it in the time frame that I did, which was relatively quick for the amount, I started to implement intermittent fasting, which I feel, if you haven't seen my last video, I'll link it on the screen here, I feel that that greatly helped me once I was able to actually start implementing that. And I didn't do that until well over halfway through my process. Everybody's goal is to lose weight as fast as they can because they absolutely do not want to deal with this problem for any longer than what they need to. Some of these mainstream fad diet plans are very, I guess you would say, geared toward keeping you on the line because you are a mainstream source for their profits. These different diet companies or these different diet plans aren't making money if you lose weight really fast and don't need them anymore. Starting out slow by understanding your calories in and your calories out allows you to kind of set the pace as far as your weight loss is concerned, and then you can kind of adjust it as time goes on. With that being said, I'm not going to lie to you here. Weight loss is a process, and depending on how much weight you have to lose, that's going to directly dictate how much time it's going to take to reasonably lose that amount of weight. Like I said, for me, I lost 140 pounds in a year and a half. That was relatively quick. If you're somebody who's looking to drop that kind of weight in 6 months, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that that's absolutely doable in a healthy way. Understanding the basics of calories in versus calories out is what's going to give you the foundation for your process, and wherever you want to take it from there is absolutely fine. It's whatever gets you the success that you want to see. But understanding that core value of this process is what's going to allow you to have success in whatever way you want to find it. But that is going to do it for today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed today's content. If you like this video or it helped you out in any way at all, please give it a thumbs up down below, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel. I put out weekly videos every Monday at 2 p.m. with weight loss tips and advice, so people that are struggling to lose weight or are in the middle of their weight loss process can refer back to my channel, use my videos as resources to stay motivated and overcome the hurdles that come with losing weight. But once again, I can't thank you enough for checking out my channel. I really hope that this benefited you, and I will see you all in the next video.